Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. It's Tuesday, June the 9th. News from Arkansas. The news is led probably by news out of Washington, D.C., where appellate court for the U.S. Circuit has ruled that challenges to the Obama administration's proposals for rules to curb pollution from coal-burning power plants, those challenges were filed too soon. The rules are only proposed, they're not final, and a judge who was a very conservative Republican, by the way, said, gee, it's just not normal to challenge things before they're finally in effect. The Sierra Club's Glenn Hooks in Arkansas said that even a first-year law student should have known better. That wouldn't include Attorney General Leslie Rutledge, who's made her challenge of pollution rules one of the keystones of her campaign. But that seems to be the popular path in Arkansas, the notion that any kind of rules and regulations are bad for business and bad for jobs and that sort of thing. That was reflected in the legislature, and particularly by a very interesting column that Ernest Dumas has written for this week's Arkansas Times. You can find it today on our Arkansas blog, about a little notice piece of legislation that came to the legislature in March. What it does is basically guarantees a higher profit for electric utility companies, and it guarantees that at the expense of small ratepayers. Corporations will be given consideration for lower rates. Individual customers will pay more under the theory that it creates jobs by giving advantageous rates to giant corporations. Most jobs are created by small business, but don't try and tell the legislature that. Fascinating column by Ernest Dumas. You want to be sure and read it. Last night, Mike Huckabee decided, after all, that he better continue to defend the Duggar family since he's already so thoroughly committed to them. Of course, one of Mike Huckabee's PR people is managing crisis intervention for the Duggar family in the face of their devastating revelations about sexual molestation in the family. He went on Megyn Kelly last night and again repeated the false allegation that the law had been broken by release of reports. It was funny, Sarah Palin went on Fox News and said that the media is exploiting the Duggar family by interviewing the girls. Well, the only people who have interviewed the girls is Fox News, and they were produced by the Duggar family to make a case for themselves. I've also dug up court rulings issued by Stacey Zimmerman, a Republican-leaning judge in Northwest Arkansas, who took the extraordinary and unprecedented step of destroying a police record to protect the Duggars. Shows that she's issued further orders that have actually served to make clear more allegations against the Duggar family. She's, in effect, allowed more publicity about this case to be put out in the name of supposedly protecting the victim. Strange case in Northwest Arkansas. Benji Hardy on our blog last night reported about the current situation of the teachers' employees insurance fund. It's financially sound at the moment. That's not necessarily good news for teachers. They pay exorbitant rates, much higher than those paid by other state employees, far higher, for example, than those paid by legislators. Legislators don't seem to care too much. They're happy to let teachers pay a lot for their insurance, but don't stick big rate increases on the legislators for sure. Dennis Milligan and his aide, Jim Harris, were going to be in court this morning on a defamation lawsuit by an employee who was fired by them. That case was put off. They're going to have mediation to try and settle these claims. The employee, David Singer, wants a public name clearing hearing at which a lot of the internal bickering on this issue is likely to come out, and that may be what he wants to get out of the case. Blue Hog Report, that indefatigable follower of the ins and outs of corrupt bureaucracy, continues to report today on the ins and outs of the hiring of a political operator with no particular experience and disabilities to head the governor's disabilities council. That'd be Eric Munson, a former lobbyist and Republican insider of long standing. Blue Hog Report makes a pretty good case that, gee, the governor got appointed to this job, the person he wanted, and got him a big pay raise too. That seems to be the pattern in the Hutchinson administration. Qualifications are well down the list. Party loyalty comes first, but that is the nature of the spoils system, of course. Finally, for your reading pleasure, you can find on my blog a link to a New York Magazine article fascinating about the rise of orthodontics, cosmetic dentistry in the country. And it focuses on a huge orthodontics practice, said to be the largest private practice in the country, by a man with 5 clinics around Arkansas. The business of fixing teeth is huge business. He does it with easy payment plans, better than any car dealer you might find. Very interesting story. I recommend it. I'm Max Brantley. I won't be back tomorrow, getting ready to go on vacation to go to a relative's wedding, but I'll be back.